Happening now, New York allocates over $4.7 million for integrated outpatient addiction treatment programs. And a woman reports an intruder's unnerving entry and attack in a Jamestown home. Plus, State Senator George Borrello advocates for the signing of the Cannabis Crop Rescue Act.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us, Western New York News Now. I'm Lee Kane Jr. Those stories and more coming up, but first, Erie County District Attorney John J. Flynn announced that the 36-year-old Michael A. Barnes of Buffalo was arraigned before Erie County Court Judge Sheila A. DiTullio. Barnes stands indicted with one count of murder in the second degree, a Class A1 felony, and one count of criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree, a Class C violent felony. The incident, which occurred on September 12, 2023 at approximately 1:51 a.m., involved Barnes allegedly intentionally shooting 28-year-old Thomas Davis multiple times with an illegal firearm on the 3100 block of Main Street near Winspear Avenue in Buffalo. Tragically, Davis succumbed to his injuries at the scene. Barnes is scheduled to return for a pre-trial conference on Monday, November 13, 2023 at 9:30 a.m., and he remains in custody without bail. If convicted of the highest count, he faces a maximum sentence of 25 years to life in prison. Well, in other news, on October 16, 2023, at approximately 11:50 a.m., officers from the 1st Platoon responded to a Northside business on Fluvanna Avenue in response to an ongoing domestic dispute. The incident involved Amy L. Griffith, 41, who had allegedly assaulted a female victim by striking her in the face multiple times. Following the attack, Griffith fled the scene in a vehicle, subsequently located by law enforcement on Prendergast Avenue. Upon investigation, officers determined that Griffith not only assaulted the victim, but also allegedly damaged her prescription glasses valued at $500. Griffith was apprehended without incident and taken into custody. She is currently held pending arraignment in Jamestown City Court, where she will face charges of criminal mischief in the 3rd degree and harassment in the 2nd degree. Well, in other news, on the evening of October 15, 2023, local law enforcement responded to an address in West Ellicott in response to a domestic dispute report. Upon investigation, it was determined that Jill S. Uber, age 38, had obstructed a victim from accessing emergency services by throwing a cell phone outside during the incident. Additionally, Uber was found to have physically shoved the victim. Jill S. Uber was subsequently taken into custody and transported to the Chautauqua County Jail. She faces charges of harassment in the 2nd degree and criminal mischief in the 4th degree and will undergo a centralized arraignment. In other news, the Town of Ellicott Police Department responded to an incident in the village of Celeron on October 13, 2023, where they had discovered that Cale D. Dean had allegedly caused multiple dents in someone else's vehicle. Following the investigation, Dean was taken into custody and transported to the EPD for processing. Subsequently, he was issued an appearance ticket and is required to appear at the Town of Ellicott Court on a later date to address the charges related to the vandalism. As WNY News Now continues, New York allocates over $4.7 million for integrated outpatient addiction treatment programs. And later, a woman reports an intruder's unnerving entry and attack in a Jamestown home. Stay with us as WNY News Now will be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
New York State has committed to combating the opioid epidemic with a significant financial injection of over $4.7 million to expand comprehensive integrated outpatient treatment programs for addiction. This initiative, funded through the state's opioid settlement fund, marks the second round of investments aimed at addressing substance use disorders. Governor Hochul emphasized the state's dedication to tackling the opioid crisis, stating, "Through the opioid settlement fund, we are supporting New Yorkers and families who have been affected by expanding access to important services and programs throughout the state to send a message that help is available for anyone in need." These integrated outpatient treatment programs provide essential services in a single location, making it more accessible for individuals seeking help for substance use disorders. They encompass both outpatient treatment programs and opioid treatment programs, enhancing the range of services available. The Office of Addiction Services and Supports, OASAS, has awarded this funding to various organizations across the state, including CASA Trinity Incorporated, Helio Health Incorporated, St. John's Riverside Hospital Incorporated, Start Treatment and Recovery Centers Incorporated, Odyssey House Incorporated, St. Joseph's Rehabilitation Center Incorporated, and the Community Action Organization of Western New York Incorporated. New York State's commitment to addressing the opioid epidemic stems from settlements with opioid manufacturers and pharmaceutical companies, securing over $2 billion. A portion of these funds will be directed towards municipalities, while the rest will be deposited in a dedicated fund supporting prevention, treatment, harm reduction, and recovery efforts. To guide the allocation of these resources, the Opioid Settlement Fund Advisory Board was established, with its first recommendations focusing on expanding harm reduction services and treatment. New York State has developed an extensive continuum of addiction care, emphasizing prevention, treatment, recovery, and harm reduction services following recommendations from the NYS Heroin and Opioid Task Force in 2016. The New York State Office of Addiction Services and Supports oversees one of the nation's largest substance use disorder systems of care, providing services to over 731,000 individuals annually. Help and information are available through the Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY, which is also 1-877-846-7369, and addiction treatment resources can be found at addictiontreatment.ny.gov. Individuals facing insurance obstacles related to treatment or denied claims can seek assistance from the CHAMP helpline at 888-614-5400 or ombuds at oasas.ny.gov. Well, in other news, Western New York News Now issues this report for viewers who may have missed the article yesterday. In the early hours of October 5th, Alicia Burt experienced a chilling intrusion at her home on Grandin Avenue in Jamestown. Burt reported that she woke at approximately 5:30 a.m. to discover an unknown man dressed entirely in black standing at the foot of her bed. According to her statement, the intruder had gained access to her home by entering through a first-floor window, which had an air conditioning unit.
Thursday morning, like at 5:30-ish in the morning, somebody broke through this window right here. At the time, we had our air conditioner in there and it wasn't like nailed down or anything, so we just pulled it out and crept through. And I woke up to my phone alarm going off and I seen somebody at the foot of my bed. I thought it was our 7-year-old son, so I called out to him like, "Hey AJ, what are you doing?" And he didn't answer, and he kind of crept closer to Alec, my boyfriend's side of the bed. I said it again, and he crept a little bit closer, and when I said it for a third time, that's when he stood up and he took off. And then Alec ran after him down here and jumped on him when he was like half in the window, half out of the window. And by the time I got downstairs and turned the light on, he had just stabbed him in the knee twice. And one of the times it missed and hit the wall here, but there was like blood everywhere. And by the time we ran outside, he was like up the street, I'm guessing.
Alicia Burt's boyfriend, Alec Harrington, reacted swiftly, pursuing the intruder and ultimately grappling with him as he tried to escape back through the same window he had entered. During the altercation, Harrington sustained 2 stab wounds to his knee. Remarkably, the intruder did not steal any items from the residence. Instead, he removed his shoes next to the window before the altercation. As Burt cleaned up the aftermath, she claimed to have discovered 2 unopened condoms near the window, suggesting a disturbing motive for the break-in.
Later that day when I started cleaning up and I noticed I found a couple of condoms. I found one right in the windowsill and then one underneath the windowsill.
Alicia Burt promptly filed a police report, prompting a response from the Jamestown Police Department, who arrived to gather evidence. When questioned about potential threats, Burt insisted she was unaware of any person or persons who might harbor ill intentions toward her or her family. She also expressed her belief that the Grandin neighborhood was generally safe. In light of this unsettling incident, Alicia Burt feels compelled to alert the public to the possible presence of a dangerous individual in the area. She encourages increased awareness and vigilance among residents. Well, Western New York News Now has reached out to the Jamestown Police Department for their official statement on the matter.
But I'm just worried that there's like a predator out there, because he took his shoes off right here and he snuck up the stairs. When he was, when Alec was on top of him, I was asking, who are you and what are you doing in my house? He did say, I don't know, I'm sorry, and then stabbed him.
Well, in other news, New York State Senator George Borrello, known for his reservations regarding cannabis legalization, has become an unexpected champion for cannabis growers as he appeals to Governor Hochul to sign the long-delayed Cannabis Crop Rescue Act.
Many of your viewers may know my opposition to the way this was done, and I have many, many concerns. But right now, the focus is the fact that the New York State and the Office of Cannabis Management has failed miserably to build the legal market that was promised to all those folks that have invested in growing and processing cannabis.
In an exclusive interview with Western New York News Now, Senator Borrello underscored his commitment to upholding the state's promise to support legal cannabis growers, irrespective of his personal stance on marijuana.
And so, regardless of my feelings about marijuana, and the bottom line is New York State made a commitment that they were going to create a legal market.
The Cannabis Crop Rescue Act, which has been sitting on Governor Hochul's desk since May, has garnered significant attention as its delay raises concerns within Albany. Senator Borrello, along with 70 of his colleagues, drafted a letter urging the governor to sign the bill. The delay, coupled with the governor's reluctance, has led many to speculate about the influence of lobbyists opposing the legislation. The primary objective of the bill is to provide relief to cannabis growers who have meticulously adhered to the regulations set forth by the New York State Office of Cannabis Management. It would allow these growers to produce and sell high-quality, tested cannabis. Notably, New York State had initially committed to creating a legal market for cannabis, leading many to invest their life savings, follow the prescribed process, and obtain permits for legal cultivation. However, the reality is starkly different from the promise. Despite expectations of 800 licensed dispensaries across New York, only 23 currently exist. The Cannabis Crop Rescue Act, according to Senator Borrello, serves as a temporary solution to the pressing issue. It would enable growers to sell their products to Native American tribes legally selling marijuana on tribal lands. While Senator Borrello acknowledged that the prices of these legally cultivated cannabis products might be higher than those available at reservations, he emphasized that they come with an assurance of quality and safety. This assurance alleviates concerns about product integrity. The plight of small farmers and cannabis processors has been a significant concern. Many of them face a dire situation with no legal market to sell their crops, while illicit sticker shops and other illegal outlets operate with impunity.
As a result, the folks that are actually growing things, following the process, going through the rigorous testing process so that they ensure that what they have is safe and high quality, those folks are at the brink of bankruptcy now.
The senator expresses strong support for small farmers and the promised legal market, fearing that their economic survival is at risk. The current situation would force smaller growers into bankruptcy, paving the way for large corporations to monopolize the industry. Senator Borrello recognizes that this issue transcends partisan politics, as lawmakers from various backgrounds have come together to advocate for the well-being of small cannabis businesses and farmers. However, Governor Hochul's refusal to act has frustrated these efforts. Senator George Borrello, despite his reservations about cannabis, is unwavering in his support for the Cannabis Crop Rescue Act. He views this legislation as a lifeline for small cannabis growers who have invested in a legal market promised by the state. With the future of these small farmers hanging in the balance, Borrello and his colleagues implore Governor Hochul to sign the bill and uphold the commitment made to New York's cannabis industry. Well, coming up next, the Lakewood Fire Department's Fire Prevention Week finale ignites community engagement. But first, we return with a look at our full weather forecast.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Noah. Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense weather.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. First, I start off with the rain chances overnight tonight, which will be scattered in nature. Lake effect rain showers will continue mainly across the southern tier, northern Pennsylvania areas near the immediate Lake Erie shoreline. Outside of any lake effect rain showers tonight, generally it will be quiet and dry, although it will be rather cloudy. Almanac for today made it to a high of 48 degrees yesterday in the city of Jamestown. Our low was 42. And the records for today, 82 set back in 1989, the record low of 20 set back in 1985. Next Wednesday, October 25th, is the first National Weather Service in Buffalo Fall Winter Storm Spotter training. It is free to attend. Anyone can attend. You just need to register online, and you can register for that if you want. Become a trained storm spotter. You can register at www.weather.gov/Buffalo/Skywarn. And the winter sessions cover winter weather, including lake effect snow, and how to report those snowfall totals to the National Weather Service in Buffalo. Let's time out future scan through the overnight hours tonight and into the day tomorrow. Cloudy skies overnight tonight outside of those lake effect rain showers across the southern tier. Lake effect rain showers should continue into the early part of tomorrow, especially near the immediate Lake Erie shoreline into the Buffalo metro. But high pressure will begin to build in, and we should go partly sunny skies through the rest of the afternoon tomorrow, and partly cloudy skies overnight tomorrow night, through the night and into the early half of Thursday, but the clouds will be on an increase on Thursday out ahead of our next system. Your forecast for tonight, mainly cloudy skies outside of those scattered lake effect rain showers. Overnight lows will range from the upper 30s in the valley locations, inland locations, to the mid 40s at the immediate Lake Erie shoreline. Your forecast for your Wednesday tomorrow, early clouds, couple showers early in the morning, should give way to partial clearing in the afternoon hours. Highs tomorrow range from the mid to upper 50s, close to 60, although those temperatures could hold down if we don't get as much sunshine as what we're looking at right now. The rest of that 7-day outlook from Ultimate Solutions, so we should stay dry through most of Thursday. Another system similar to last week is going to bring more widespread rain to the region by the time Friday and Saturday rolls around, and then behind the widespread rain, lake effect rain showers are once again set up for the second half of the weekend and into early next week. Temperatures come back down into the mid to upper 40s over the weekend and stay there through early next week, although there's some indication that we should have a decent warm-up by the end of next week, so we could be talking about temperatures back in the 60s. But for now, we will remain chilly with these periods of rain showers.
Andrew, thank you. Well, the Lakewood Fire Department's Fire Prevention Week culminated in a spectacular fashion on Saturday, October 14, 2023, at 37 J.W. Packard Boulevard in Lakewood. Despite unfavorable weather earlier in the day, crowds gathered at the department for an open house that set the town ablaze with excitement. Throughout the week, the fire department had been actively engaging with the community, including an educational seminar held at both Southwestern Elementary and high schools on Friday, October 13, 2023. The informative sessions aimed to equip attendees with life-saving safety tips, emphasizing the importance of fire prevention. The highlight of the event was a controlled burn demonstration of a car, showcasing the process of extinguishing an automobile fire. The blazing vehicle served as a vivid reminder of the fire department's commitment to fire safety and preparedness. Spectators were not only captivated by the fiery display, but also gained insights into the quick and effective actions necessary during such emergencies. Visitors had the opportunity to enjoy fire truck rides and eat some of the last of the season grilled hot dogs and burgers, making the open house a fun-filled and educational event for all ages. Community members, both young and old, found themselves engaged and enthralled by the various activities hosted by the Lakewood Fire Department. In addition to the festivities, the Lakewood Fire Department used the occasion to extend a warm invitation to potential volunteers. They actively encouraged individuals to get involved, emphasizing the value of community members contributing to fire safety efforts. The successful turnout at the Fire Prevention Week finale demonstrated the Lakewood community's commitment to fostering a safer environment. Despite the challenging weather conditions earlier in the day, the event brought residents together to learn, engage, and support the Lakewood Fire Department's mission. As the week of fire prevention activities came to an end, it left a lasting impression on the community, reinforcing the importance of fire safety. The Lakewood Fire Department's dedication to educating and empowering the public with life-saving knowledge was evident throughout the event, making it a true success. Well, coming up next, Jamestown's broadband plan included in New York State's 5-year action plan.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
If you want to speak truth to the masses, make it funny for the classes.
Hi everyone, Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Last week, Empire State Development incorporated the City of Jamestown's ambitious plan to establish a municipally owned broadband infrastructure in its comprehensive 5-year action plan. The plan, funded by $664 million from the Broadband Equity, Access, and Deployment BEAD program, charts a strategic course to efficiently allocate these resources, drawing private investment and extending internet access to underserved areas through a combination of fiber optic and wireless technologies. Mayor Eddie Sundquist expressed his enthusiasm, stating, "I am excited that the Empire State Development and Governor Hochul both recognize the unique opportunity that the City of Jamestown presents in establishing access to affordable internet for all." He added, "Our inclusion in their action plan further proves that Jamestown is not only one step closer towards making affordable high-speed internet for our residents a reality, but is seen throughout the state as the model for closing the digital divide." Mayor Sundquist estimates that constructing and operating a municipally owned broadband network would cost around $25 million, yet users' monthly costs would remain constant while service speeds increase significantly. For residents participating in the Federal Communication Commission's, FCC, Affordable Connectivity Program, the cost of 1 gigabit internet service could be entirely covered. Sundquist highlighted the current issue by stating the average cost of internet in the city is about $75 a month, and for the average family that has kids in the school district, they can't afford it. He continued, "Our city has the unique advantage of already owning the infrastructure required for hanging fiber optic lines, and once funded, we will be able to immediately share savings with our residents, resulting in a 10 times stronger service at a fraction of the cost, potentially even free." The Affordable Connectivity Program offers discounts of up to $30 per month for eligible households and up to $75 per month for qualifying households on tribal lands. The program also provides up to $100 per household discount for the one-time purchase of a computer, laptop, or tablet. Households are eligible if their income is at or below 200% of the federal poverty guidelines or if they participate in specific governmental assistance programs. Jamestown residents interested in the program can learn more by visiting jamestowny.gov/free-internet. Furthermore, the plan reveals initial findings from the Connect All's Office Digital Equity Survey of New York residents. This extensive survey, conducted from May to July 2023, represents the first ever comprehensive assessment of the digital divide in New York, encompassing both infrastructure and non-infrastructure barriers to broadband adoption. The survey underscores common challenges faced by New Yorkers in urban and rural areas. 44% of urban respondents and 41% of rural respondents face difficulty in affording monthly internet expenses. The accessibility of internet-enabled devices is nearly equal among urban and rural respondents. 9.5% of urban respondents and 10.4% of rural respondents reported lacking access to necessary devices at home. Safety and security online remain a significant concern across demographics. Nearly 90% of respondents, regardless of background, express some level of concern about online safety. Jamestown's inclusion in the state's 5-year action plan offers a promising path towards achieving universal and affordable broadband access. Well, that's going to be it for us today. I'd like to thank you all for watching. News continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. You can download it today for free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. We're also on channel 716 on Roku and at channel716.com. Thank you for watching.